bailout. Let's talk more on this now with MEP Godfrey Bloom, who's live in Brussels for us. Many thanks for being with us here, Mr. Bloom. Now, what does this downgrade of Italy's rating mean for the country and the whole Eurozone?
Well, it's a natural progression, is it not, of grading bonds. It doesn't matter whether you buy Sainsbury bonds, Tesco bonds, Italian bonds, American T-bonds. They will all have a risk assessment. And the risk assessment the market has decided today, or rather last night, is that Italian bonds are graded a day. Some of us might argue that that's quite a generous grading in its own right.
So you're not surprised by this?
No, but then I used to do this for a living. Unlike most politicians, I used to be an investment manager specialising in fixed interest. I'm a little bit surprised it's taken so long for Italian bonds to be downgraded. And I have to say something else. I'm very surprised that UK gilts haven't been downgraded, if anybody bothers to sit down and work out the numbers.
But to put Italy's case forward, it has just passed new austerity measures seen as the first step in the country's recovery. So why do you think Standard & Poor's has made this decision now? Is the timing significant?
Well, yes, it is significant, and for the first time, I mean, I'm a financial economist by profession. I've only been in politics for about 7 years, and I'm speaking to you from the European Parliament. What is the most frightening thing, the most terrifying thing, is almost nobody here really understands the sort of danger the global economy is now in. It's extremely frightening. We have bankrupt countries. We have a European Central Bank which is underwriting junk sovereign debt with taxpayers' money. And this is exactly the sort of problems we had in 2008 with Lehman Brothers. We're going exactly the same route. The difference is that they're not junk mortgage bonds for the United States. They are junk sovereign bonds. And I made the point to Mr. Trichet only a few weeks ago that he's following exactly the same path as we did in 2008, and I see no reason for the outcome to be any different.
So do you think this is a contagion that could spread further across Europe?
How can it not? How can it not? Portugal's broke, Greece is broke, Ireland's broke, Spain's semi-broke. The French are talking a good story, but if you look at the numbers, the French are in no better position. If you look at the numbers, you'll see that the French 3 bailouts that they've agreed is round about the equivalent to 2/3 of the entire year's French income tax. This is going wrong, as it was always bound to do. It's a failed project. It's a failed currency project. Fiat currencies are falling across the world. Gold isn't rising. People think gold is rising. Fiat currencies are falling. And I tell you something else, if I may. This has been a political project from the beginning, and I would have the people responsible incarcerated in jail at this very moment.
Okay, strong accusations there. Talking about politics, though, S&P has also criticised Berlusconi's government, saying it might not be able to handle the current debt crisis. Is this a political decision and not purely an economic one, do you think?
This is all about politics. The euro has been about politics since the very beginning. The ECB is a virtual bank. There's no lender of last resort except the taxpayer, and the taxpayer is already rebelling. They're rioting in Greece. I gather today that they're rioting in Rome. This simply can't go on. This project has no political democratic mandate. It is doomed to end in tears. It's just a question of exactly when, before Christmas or after Christmas.
Okay, gloomy prospects. Godfrey Bloom, MEP and member of the United Kingdom Independence Party, many thanks for those thoughts.